What is up, everybody? Ratholi here, and today in this video we are going to be ranking all of the new perks. And I wouldn't say new, but I needed to, let's just say, update the perk tier list for the perks. So here we are. This is completely based off my opinion. I might throw down a perk that you like, and trust me, it's mainly because I don't use it. I really don't. I literally have like three-ish perks I mainly use in the game for, and that's it. I just woke up, so I might sound a little gibberish, and I might be lisping like crazy. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into secondary perks first. So we're gonna go and start from the top, work to the right, down, work all the way to the right until we're done. That's how we're gonna do it. It's basically completely random. It kind of looks like. So let's start off with this lovely perk that lets you see med kits through walls. It highlights them. This, I'm gonna have to say, is kind of like a newbie perk. Like, if you need it, then yeah, it would make sense. I mean, obviously in solo this perk will be very useless, so it's a new perk. And if you play with people, you don't know where medkits are. There are like tons of medkits in the game, so unless you really need this, you definitely don't need this perk unless you're starting the game. But other than that, it's gonna sit down here. We have this one, which I have my little cheat sheet. I'm not even gonna lie, because stay back. Movement speed of Azazel's minions is decreased by 50% when last player alive in co-op. So, like perks like this. This is just trash. Like, there is a better perk than this, but this is going to the trash tier. I don't know why they made this when the last alive. Like, I literally made a video complaining about perks in this game. Like, a lot of these perks need to be mixed together, and this is one of the perks that is honestly going to be a waste of a slot in your perks, because I remember playing the game with only one perk, and then they had the bright idea to make two perk slots so you could have a primary and secondary. But anyways, yeah, that perk is shit. Trust me, it is shit. There is a better one that you could have. So we have teamwork. UV charge depletes 25% slower within 5 meters of any alive player. So, with that being said, there are other perks that are just better. Literally better. So, this perk right here, it's shit. Because if there's a perk that's better than that one, which I will guarantee you it is, and half the time, most people are not around each other. This isn't one of those games where we all stick together and all that stuff. We literally go out looking for stuff, and this perk wouldn't even work in multi or nightmare, so it wouldn't even matter. So it is a trash tier perk. Now, I'm actually gonna be honest with you. I used this perk in my slaughterhouse video because I could not find batteries worth a fuck, and this actually came in clutch because you needed a battery like every 5 seconds, and there is another battery type of perk where if you pop a battery, you have like 20 seconds of unlimited UV, but honestly, it would be kind of useless if you stun the Azazel, because they'll have red eyes, obviously, and it would take like 9 years before the red eyes go away. I don't actually know how long red eyes last, but yeah, this perk, no. But we're gonna leave that in the intermediate. It's not the best perk, but in Slaughterhouse, it definitely helped me out a lot. But every other map, no. Like, definitely not. So, with that being said, and Stella, I know, I see you too. We have fully charged, which this is literally the perk I was just talking about. It's good in some occasions, like if you're doing Nightmare. I feel like this would actually be really helpful in the Manor, maybe, since I have shown a video, exploiting the hell out of the backyard and back. So if you really need to bring it, which I probably will end up bringing this perk, or I might end up sticking with Immune, but yeah, this perk is kind of goated. Not all the time, but it's definitely goated in my book. So we're going to have to leave it in expert. It's not god tier or clutcher, but it's definitely nice to have. It's more of like an in-game play than a like something you would do midway into the match or at the beginning of the match. This is definitely something that is in-game type stuff. So we have the next perk, which I don't even use all that much, if I'm being honest. The last ritual item becomes highlighted. This perk is shit because Inspired is better by a long shot. You really don't need this perk. If y'all are prepping for some maps, then you definitely don't need this perk. So it's definitely going in the trash tier because there is a better perk. So we have Repellent. A lot of people I see use this. I definitely don't recommend this perk for like Farmhouse, the Asylum, the Inn, because you're just gonna end up making the minions get in your way half the time, and the first two maps you can't even like run through them, they grab you, so kind of sucks. Then you have the Inn, which is really a lot of minions, a lot of little spiders, and once that damage stacks up, you're probably gonna go down. So this is definitely a noobish perk, because yeah, it's honestly, I'm almost tempted to put it in the trash tier, but that works. So this highlights all keys for you to see once you get close enough to them, and honestly, this is kind of a newbie perk, so you definitely don't need it unless you're just now starting out the game. But other than that, next perk we have Inspired. Inspired lets you see a ritual item every time you progress through the map even further. So when I said that there's always a better perk in some occasions, this perk is definitely, expert god tier. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in god tier because this is one of those perks, like if you're speedrunning, it'll definitely do some work. So the next one, I actually don't know what this one is. So long-sighted. All items are highlighted at a 60% greater distance. Yeah, this is shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. No one's gonna run this perk unless, I don't know, maybe it's good on the Manor, the Asylum. But that's like it. Like that's a stupid fucking perk. Anyways, we got Immune. This bad boy is going in the clutcher / god tier. It is such a great perk to have, and it's so good on the Manor also. Like, the birds slow you down to so much of a degree, and if you don't have Immune, if that damage starts to stack up and slowing you down to an extent, they'll actually just kill you, even though you're running in a straight line. I kid you not. So Immune is actually one of the god tier perks. So now all we got is primary perks that are left. It's not that many, but these are definitely going to be interesting because I only use like 3 of these perks. So with that being said, let's go and switch on over. We have acceleration, movement speed increased by 30% for 20 seconds after being revived. Yeah, I don't see the point in having this perk, so definitely down here. That's just me being honest. It's not that great of a perk. Like, you could honestly just have Speedy, or you could have a Vader, something that'll passive supply runner that makes you faster. So, like I said, there's always a better perk, and this one is not it at all. I think I know what this one is. I believe. Team leader. Long interacts, including revive, are 100% faster when within 5 meters of any alive player. Yeah, that's, like I said, awful perk. There's always better, and it's not as good as this, no, but still better perks, and reviving somebody does not take that long either. Now we got a Vader. This perk is definitely goated. I use it a lot in, farming experience on the farmhouse, nightmare, no batteries, no medkits, etc. It's definitely one of those goated perks. If it's mainly a map that has no stairs, trust me, that perk is going to be good. Now we have this. I feel like I know what this is. I think I'm not even gonna look at the perk. I think you regenerate UV with your flashlight off. I think that's what that is. UV charge regenerates 80% faster when flashlight is off. Does not work in Nightmare. Oh yeah, so I was kind of close. This perk is definitely a noob perk, I feel like, just because of the fact that you really don't need this perk, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because if you're playing like normal or hard, you'll always have battery, so, or UV, not all the time, but you will. Let's see here. We got regeneration. UV charge regenerates 50% faster. Does not work in nightmare mode. So, since we have two of these perks that are kind of the same, this kind of same applies for the other perk. It's not a great perk. It's not a, a bad perk. It's just kind of like in between. Like, that's literally all these two are, and they don't even work in nightmare mode, so it's definitely a noob perk. We have this one, which revives faster. If you're playing alone, doesn't work. Reviving is always already faster in general, so it doesn't really matter all that much to have, so trash tier. Now we got crawler. This is definitely another pointless perk. Lets you crawl faster, you crawl through vents faster. I've never used this perk. Like, when Slaughterhouse came out, I tried it out. It's definitely nothing crazy. Nathan will still be able to get you in the vents at a point in the game, so this is definitely trash perk. Now we have Speedy, which is great. Definitely clutched up in the asylum for me. Other than that, it's gonna go up there. It's definitely a good speed running perk to have. We have Fast Worker. This is another goated perk I recommend. It's helped out a lot. There's a lot of maps that have long interacts. The only one being the Asylum that doesn't have any long interactions, by the way. So you can kind of get the idea that every other map is guaranteed to have long interacts. I don't know based off the top of my head, but I'm gonna tell you now, Fast Worker is goated. Now, I've seen a couple people use this one. It's one of those speed perks after using a UV, or not UV, a battery. Supercharge. Movement speed increased by 30% for 20 seconds after using a battery. I definitely don't see the point in this perk, just because of the fact that you need to have a battery. And if you need to have a battery in your hand, but you're, carrying, a ritual item that you need to get rid of, to progress through the map, it's definitely a useless perk. It's not Like I said, it's not the worst, it's not the best, but it's definitely probably gonna have to sit like down here. But we're gonna actually move these two right here because they're pretty decent for hard and normal, but like I said, not the best. Now we have this one, which I don't think it boosts. It's something it doesn't boost. Long interacts, including revives, are 150% faster when last player alive. So yeah, this one's actually, like I said, there's always a better perk. This one's a goated perk for multiplayer. I wouldn't say it's the best. Like, down to the bottom of like what perks are good or bad, you know, I'm trying to go based off you playing alone. And Under Pressure is still good, but the perk will go away once you revive somebody. So that's kind of like why I don't like some of these perks. But anyways, the next one we have Supply Runner. This perk I have seen a lot of people use. Like I said, it's not the best, not the worst, because there's always better, like Speedy, etc. And then the last perk that we have to go over is the thank you, Bob. Patient. UV charge regenerates 125% faster when in hiding spots. I'm pretty sure that they're talking about the like the lockers or the closets, wardrobes, and certain maps that you can actually hide in. So if that's the case, then this perk is definitely like shit. So with that being said, this is kind of my rating on all of the perks, and this video needed a good update anyways, because there's more for one, and for two, now that there's secondary and primary perks, it definitely just needed an update. So anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and tell me down in the comments below what you think. Anyways, I will be making 4 more videos kind of based off this tier list, but it's going to be for each map. Now that we have Farmhouse, Asylum, let's see, the Inn, the Town, Slaughter, and the Manor. So that's 6 whopping whole maps that I have to make videos on for their perks, because some perks are good for them, some perks are not. Anyways, I will see y'all later.